We are here for t-shirt stenciling with the Massillon Public Library. Here is one that is already done that I brought to show you. And this one's got a little problem. And so there are a couple tips I want to tell you when we're doing it so you won't get that extra little line there. But this has already been washed and it was set and then washed and worn and washed again. So it came out pretty good. How's everybody today? Good. Okay. Good morning. All right, so the first thing that you want to do that's on your instruction sheet is to get your old newspaper or some kind of paper to put inside your shirt. I've got just kind of manila paper here, scrap paper, so that your design doesn't bleed through from the front to the back. And so this one I already did the first couple steps. So I've got my paper just inside my shirt. I just stuffed it up there like where your body would go. And then you're going to stir your paint. So I have a plastic knife. So maybe you have a regular knife or a toothpick or something like that. And I kind of shook it. So if you already shook it, you might not need to stir it too much. But I've got green paint and it looks like the textile medium has been mixed in. And textile medium, if anybody's going to do this on their own, is just something you buy at the craft store. Textile, Textile, like fabric, and material is a textile. So textile medium is something you add to regular acrylic paint to make it stay, so that when you wash your shirt, it's not going to wash out. So that's what we added to our regular acrylic paint to make it stay. Okay, so I have stirred that up. I have looked at my shirt to see like where the middle is. And I had to decide where to put my stencil because these stencils can only be used once because they stick on. So the first thing that you do with your stencil, there are 3 layers to it. So you need to peel off the back. And so I have another one here and I'm going to peel off the back. There's a back, like a white part. So it's like a big giant sticker. And if you have trouble, you might need a grown-up. I might need a grown-up. Find a good end, maybe where you pick it a little bit. And you're going to peel off this part that says Cricut removable adhesive. That's the back you're going to peel off. And you're going to put the black part on your shirt. Now, I picked this one for my example because this is the fairy and it has lots of skinny lines in it. And when I start to peel it off, some of my skinny parts were coming off onto the white backing. Well, I don't want it on my white backing. I want it on my stencil. So I had to take the edge of the scissors or a knife or something like that, or your fingernail, and I kind of peeled it down so that all the black parts stay together and they don't come off with the backing. So I kind of had to push it back onto the clear part. And see, it's happening again. So I need to kind of pick it with my fingernail or a knife.
The wing, what's coming on?
And the dragon doesn't have all these parts, so the dragon was a little bit easier. But trying to get all of those parts of the stencil to stay with the black part. Because the purpose of the stencil is going to be to cover up, part of the shirt and then to let the paint go in the holes. So you want it to be all.
Hold it.
Some are harder and some are easier. I don't know what you guys picked. I've got the dragon for the one, but now I've got the fairy for this one. And I'm having to kind of go around a couple times because of all these little skinny pieces. Right there. Okay, now I got it. Now I've got the back off. I'm going to throw that away. And I've got my sticky part of my stencil. So I've got a couple shirts here that I was just gonna
You mean like the middle of the shirt?
sample. So I'm gonna take my stencil and decide where I want it, if I want it in the middle or what. I'm gonna stick it down. And then this is the part where you want it to be really flat. And if you need to, you can take like a credit card or, you know, the plastic knife or something like that and kind of just make sure it's all really flat there, especially if you have all of these little bits in there, like maybe the pirate ship,
I wish I would use the plastic.
the fairies like that. What did you guys pick? Chloe, which one did you pick? Anybody pick the mermaid? Okay, so that's what it looks like when I've got it.
I picked the dragon.
Oh, you picked the dragon? Okay, cool.
He picked the pirate ship.
Awesome.
I picked fairy.
Well, then you had probably the same problem I did. Okay, so now I've got the fairy on there and I've, you know, smoothed it down and I'm going to peel up the top layer of clear plastic and I'm going to throw that away. So that's the third layer and I'm just going to pick it off like a sticker, kind of with my fingernail. I'm going to make sure the black stays down on the shirt. And I'm just going to peel it off. And here again, with the more difficult ones, you might have to watch and make sure that the black part stays sticking to your shirt while you are peeling it. Might have to go back and kind of push it. Okay. For this one, I'm doing it up in the air and that's kind of hard. But if you're on your table, you should be able to kind of press down on it and get the black part to stay down and the clear part to come off. And once you do that, then take a look. Ah, somebody else has joined our meeting. Good morning, Kennedy. All right. For Kennedy just joining us, we have already stuffed our shirt with paper up where your body would go. So we just shoved it up in there just to keep the paint from going through to the back of the shirt. Here's my example. If you have a more difficult stencil, which I'm doing a fairy right now, and the fairy was kind of hard because it has so many cuts. So if you have a little bit more detailed one, it might be harder. You want to peel off the back of the paper. There's 3 layers to your stencil. Peel off the back that says Cricut removable something on it. And it's got like a grid. So you're going to peel that off like a sticker, but make sure all of the black parts stay with the black parts and none of the black parts come off with your white. Okay, if you are on to the next step after you did that and you smoothed it down and now you've peeled off your clear. Okay, I peeled off the clear. I don't have any black on the clear. I'm going to throw away the clear. And I'm going to look at my stencil and see, because some of this, there's a little bit of detail in there that looks like I kind of do want it to come off. And maybe it didn't come out quite right on the Cricut when it got cut. So see, like this is going to give me more detail in the wings. So, you know, look at it and kind of examine it, see if you want to take out any of these little cutouts that maybe still stayed there and didn't pull off when they should have. So see, I'm going to have more places for my color to show through. Did anybody pick the castle? Castle might have a couple details at the edges there that you might have to watch out for. Okay, so I'm going to pick all these off. So I decided I don't want those. Okay, I got them all. I could see where they were cut out already. So there's my fairy. Okay, I'm going to go back to the dragon because I've already got the green paint all shaken up and nice. So you want to take your special dabbing sponge paintbrush and make sure your black part is all stuck down and you've got a smooth area here. What you want to do is make sure you don't get any paint outside of your square. That's what happened with the purple dragon on that other shirt. We got some paint up here and we didn't mean to. The paint all needs to stay inside the stencil or else you're going to have, you know, like a random line or something. So you're going to have a little bit easier time than I am because yours is on the table. But you're going to open up your paint, take your dabbing paintbrush and just get a little bit kind of on the edge of it. And then you're going to kind of pounce it, dab it. And then you can always go back and get more paint and you're just going to kind of dump it up and down, pounce it. And maybe you like it kind of marbly looking, you know, not solid. So maybe you want it to be kind of showing your shirt color through a little bit, or maybe you want it to be all solid. So I think I want mine to be solid. So I'm going to use more paint and I'm just going to keep dabbing it. And I have to make sure I don't get it on the outside of the stencil where it's close to the edge here. Okay, so keep painting till you're all done and you're satisfied with the way all the paint looks. And it doesn't matter if you get it on the black because the black we're going to peel off. Just don't get it anywhere else on the shirt that you don't want it on the shirt. I'm going to put mine down so I don't get it outside of the lines where I don't want it. Is anybody done? Looks like everybody's kind of working still. Okay, I'll show you what mine looks like. And remember, it doesn't matter that I got it all over the black. I'm going to peel that off later. I'm not going to do it yet. Once you have it all filled in, you're going to wait. Okay. I think I see a spot I missed. I'm going to go back and get it. Yeah, I see a couple spots I missed. So while it's still wet, we can go back and get those spots. All right. While you are doing that, I thought I would read you a book. One of my favorite fairy tales, The Three Billy Goats Gruff. This one's by Paul Galdone, and it's courtesy of Clarion Books, Seabury Press. And this is an old one, but it's a really good one. I love this fairy tale. Once upon a time, there were 3 billy goats. They lived in a valley, and the name of all 3 billy goats was Gruff. There was very little grass in the valley, and the billy goats were hungry. They wanted to go up the hillside to a fine meadow full of grass and daisies where they could eat and eat and eat and get fat. But on the way up, there was a bridge over a rushing river, and under the bridge lived a troll who was as mean as he was ugly. Oh, you see him up there? First, the youngest billy goat Gruff decided to cross the bridge. Trip, trap, went the bridge. Who's that tripping over my bridge? Roared the troll. Oh, it's only I, the littlest Billy Goat Gruff, said the Billy Goat Gruff in his very small voice, and I'm going to the meadow to make myself fat. No, you're not, said the troll, for I'm coming to gobble you up. Oh, please don't take me. I'm too little, that I am, said the Billy Goat. Wait till the second Billy Goat Gruff comes. He's much bigger. Well, then, be off with you, said the troll. A little later, the second Billy Goat Gruff came to cross the bridge. Trip, trap, went the bridge. Who's that tripping over my bridge? Roared the troll. Oh, it's only I, the second Billy Goat Gruff, and I'm going up to the meadow to make myself fat, said the Billy Goat, and his voice was not so small. No, you're not, said the troll, for I'm coming to gobble you up. Oh, please, don't take me. Wait a little till the third Billy Goat Gruff comes. He's much bigger. Very well, be off with you, said the troll. Then up came the third Billy Goat Gruff. Trip, trap, went the bridge. The third Billy Goat Gruff was so heavy that the bridge creaked and groaned under him. Who's that tramping over my bridge? Roared the troll. Oh, he's awful. It is I, the big Billy Goat Gruff, said the Billy Goat, and his voice was as loud as the troll's. Now I'm coming to gobble you up, roared the troll. Well, come along, said the big Billy Goat Gruff. I've got 2 horns and 4 hard hooves. See what you can do. So up climbed the mean, ugly troll, and the big Billy Goat Gruff butted him with his horns, and he trampled him with his hard hooves. And he tossed him over the bridge into the rushing river. Oh, there he goes. Then the big Billy Goat Gruff went up the hillside to join his brothers. In the meadow, the 3 Billy Goats Gruff got so fat that they could hardly walk home again. They are probably there yet. So snip, snap, snap, this tale's told out. There they are. That's one of my favorites. Who has heard that one before? Have you heard 3 Billy Goats Gruff? Some people have. Most people have, okay. My other favorite is the Little Red Hen, which some people have not heard of. So have you heard the Little Red Hen? I'm testing you. Okay, we just did the Little Red Hen for a story walk, so I'm obsessed with it. All right, well, I don't think that my shirt is quite dry yet. It's still got some paint on the stencil. I'm gonna kind of still wait a minute. Does anybody want to show me theirs? See how it turned out? Neil, okay, I see Neil has the dragon too, very good. Kennedy, did you have, is that the fairy? Okay. Anna and Val, you girls have the fairy too?
I have the fairy. Val has the mermaid. Yeah. She borrowed some of my paint for her mermaid. Yeah.
You know, I kind of thought siblings might borrow some between each other.
I borrowed some of Val's so I could do like the wings that color and the fairy that color.
Still good.
You can?
Sure.
Paige, what did you have?
Okay.
What was it? Oh, I can't see it. Oh, you had the ship. You told me that. Yeah. Cool. Okay. Chloe has the fairy. Shelly, what did you have? There aren't even that many of you, and I can't keep track.
Fairy. I got the fairy.
Fairy too. Okay. Cool. All right. Well, while we are waiting, let me just kind of go over the rest of the instructions with you. Mostly probably for your family members who do laundry, but maybe you do laundry already. So, you know, once we are done with this, you're going to want to let the paint dry all night long, at least 8 hours. And then you're going to have to heat set it to make sure that the paint doesn't fade. So there are 2 ways to heat set it. You can use the ironing method or put it in the clothes dryer, and the instructions are on there. So for ironing, you want to lay it down on an ironing board or like a towel or something like that. Make sure you don't get burnt. Make sure you ask a grown-up, and you're going to put an extra, you know, like a kitchen towel, a thin towel, or an old rag or something over top of your painted area. And you're going to press it with a dry iron for 20 seconds on the wool setting. So don't use steam, and set it to a pretty high setting for wool. And you just kind of press it for 20 seconds, kind of scoot it, press it. Otherwise, you can put it in the clothes dryer for 20 to 40 minutes. And actually, Mrs. Demmer is the one who tested it for me, and she said she did it in the dryer, and she just kind of put some old towels or old rags in there that wouldn't matter if, you know, anything happened. And she did it for probably about 30 minutes. And then after you wear it and you need to wash it, you should turn it inside out and wash it and cool. And then don't put it back in the dryer. Go ahead and put it on the clothesline. And we have somebody joining us. Hi, Madison. Okay. We started at 11 at our time, and so if anybody is Madison, did you think it was at 11:30? I can go over it with you. No problem. Ooh, look, we've got 3 people. Yay. All right. Okay. So mine's getting pretty dry. I just don't want to pull it off quite yet because I don't want paint to get where I don't want paint. And I don't want paint, you know, in an extra area. So I don't want it to be too messy. Now, I hope everybody, if you have extra paint, that you know, find something to use that for. Maybe if your parents will let you, they have an old t-shirt or an additional t-shirt or tote bag or something else that you could, you know, just paint. A lot of people like to do that. Just make your own design too with the paints, or do it on paper just for fun. Okay, I think I'm going to go ahead and try to pull it off. See if it works out okay, all right? Just going to start at the corner. I'm going to hold the shirt down. Oh, I got a little bit out of the line. Ran it a little close there. I hope you have some paper towels nearby so that you can wipe your hands when you're done. There, I got it all off. Okay. There it is. It's still kind of wet. I'm going to wait. I'm not going to touch it. I'm just going to leave it there. Throw away my stencil in my garbage bag. And I think if you are through and you want to leave the meeting, that's fine. I hope you have a great day, but we're going to go over it again. And if anybody wants to stay and listen to me again, I'd just be so happy.
Bye.
Tell other guys goodbye. Keep reading.
What kind of paint did you use?
The paint is just acrylic paint, and then we got textile medium that you can buy at Joann's or wherever. And it's just something to put in to make the paint set.
Is it like 50-50?
It's 1 to 4, I think.
Okay. It says right on it.
It does. It says mix 2 parts paint with 1 part textile medium. I guess that's
okay.
Is that
Thank
50?
you.
That's 2 to 1, whatever that is.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay.
Bye.
Textile medium.
Yeah.
Put that on the list.
Okay. So if you are just starting out, you want to put your paper inside your shirt, and you just put it up in where your body would go. And that's to keep the paint from soaking through and going on to, actually, I'm doing the back of a shirt, going to the other side of the shirt where you don't want it. So I put my paper in. I got my stencil out. And on your directions, it tells you that you're going to, oh, I forgot to say, stir your paint. You can stir it with like a plastic knife or a popsicle stick or whatever. I shook mine up. I made sure the lid was on really well and I shook it up and it seems like it was okay. So just so that it's not all white on top. That's your textile medium that we just sort of poured in there for you, but needs mixed in. Boy, I'm glad this top's on well, or else I'd have paint all over my library office. It'd be sad. Okay. So the next thing that I wanted to do is to get the stencil out, and it tells you on here, you're going to decide where you want your stencil. So like you can kind of see from the neck of the shirt where the middle is. And I don't know if you if you don't want it right up to your neck, don't put it up that high. If you don't want it way down at your waist, don't put it down there. Put it kind of up here, where it's going to be on your chest. And your stencil has 3 layers. So what you want to do is, remember you can only use it once. And so you're going to have to peel off the backing like a sticker. The stencil has 3 layers, like I said, and the backing is the part that says Cricut removable adhesive, or removable, and then it says it in French or something, that's got this grid on it. This is the backing that you want to peel off now. So you're going to take the 3 layers and you're just going to peel it like a sticker. Sometimes it's a little bit hard to do. And you'll find out that when you peel that off, the back of the black is sticky. So you're going to stick that to your shirt. And you want your shirt to be flat so that there aren't any humps in it, and you can stick the sticker on flat. If you have the fairy or one with a little more detail, you have to make sure that the black stays with the black and doesn't really come off with what you're peeling off, or that you don't rip it. Some of the fairy ones, I don't think the cutouts all came out, so there might be some little parts like these little detail sections that they actually stuck to the black part, and then I saw them and I had to go and pick them off if I wanted more color to show through and kind of more detail there. So depending on which one you've got, there could be some little cutouts that you're seeing that need to get peeled off. It's kind of, 6 of one, half a dozen of another. It either supposed to stick to the paper and come off, or it's supposed to stay with the black. So the black part you're going to peel off later. That's what's protecting your shirt color. So it doesn't matter if you get paint on the black part. You don't want to get paint outside of the black part. If you get paint outside of the black part, you're just going to have random lines. Unless you're wanting some different lines or some different designs outside of there, you can do that. But like this is really close here. I'm going to have to be careful when I paint that I don't get paint out here. Of course, it might look like she's sprinkling fairy dust from her wand if I got paint out there. That'd be cool. All right, so at Madison's house, it looks like some people have their stencils on. Are you guys ready? You want to give me a thumbs up if you're ready? Okay. Good. All right. So then what you want to do is you're going to have to smooth it down, and you can use like the back of the scissors or a credit card or just your finger to make sure that the black part is all stuck down smooth to the shirt and it doesn't have any sticking up bits, or the paint will get underneath there and it won't be where you want it. So it's all flat. And then you're going to peel off the top layer of the contact paper. That's the clear part. So that's a little more difficult because you're working here with your stencil stuck to your shirt already, but you're going to peel off that clear part that's shiny, and you're going to throw away that clear shiny part. Okay, so here's earlier I had peeled off my clear part. It's sticky too, so you can just throw it in the trash. You guys doing okay? All right. So after you peel off your clear, shiny part, I'm gonna open up your paint and get your special sponge brush. And you want to paint with a dabbing or pouncing motion. If you've ever done stenciling, pouncing is what they really call it. So just get a little bit of paint kind of on the end of your sponge. I don't know if you girls can see that. Madison, can you guys see this? I just have a little bit of paint on there. I just put a little bit. You know, you have plenty so you can get more. And I'm going to just dab it. Dab it on all the parts where my shirt is showing through. So I'm kind of pouncing it and dabbing it. If I miss any spots, I can go back later. And if you've got yours down on the table, it's probably a little bit easier for you to do this. I'm trying to do it up in the air to show you. But I'm getting all my spaces filled in. Okay. I'm going to lay mine down so I can have a little bit easier time pushing on that with my dabbing motion, pouncing it. See how I'm just kind of jumping it. Oh, found a spot I missed. Okay, I'm going to go back over that area. Okay. I am done with mine. So you can see I got paint on the black part, and that doesn't matter. That's okay. I filled in all the open spaces on my shirt, and I tried not to get any on the other parts of the shirt. You guys painting? All right, would anybody like to hear a story while you're finishing painting? I've got Billy Goat's Gruff ready to read. You want to hear one?
Want to hear the story?
Uh-huh.
Excellent. Okay, the Three Billy Goats Gruff is one of my favorites. And there. Okay, Three Billy Goats Gruff by Paul Galdone. So you can just keep painting while I'm reading. The Three Billy Goats. Once upon a time, there were 3 billy goats. They lived in a valley, and the name of all 3 billy goats was Gruff. There was very little grass in the valley, and the billy goats were hungry. They wanted to go up the hillside to a fine meadow full of grass and daisies, where they could eat and eat and eat and get fat. But on the way up, there was a bridge over a rushing river, and under the bridge lived a troll who was as mean as he was ugly. First, the youngest billy goat Gruff decided to cross the bridge. Trip, trap, went the bridge. "Who's that tripping over my bridge?" roared the troll. "Oh, it's only I, the tiniest billy goat Gruff," said the billy goat in his very small voice, "and I'm going to the meadow to make myself fat." "No, you're not," said the troll, "for I'm coming to gobble you up." "Oh, please don't take me. I'm too little, that I am," said the little billy goat. "Wait till the second billy goat Gruff comes. He's much bigger." "Well, then be off with you," said the troll. A little later, the second billy goat Gruff came to cross the bridge. Trip, trap, went the bridge. "Who's that tripping over my bridge?" roared the troll. "Oh, it's only I, the second billy goat Gruff, and I'm going up to the meadow to make myself fat," said the billy goat, and his voice was not so small. No, you're not, said the troll, for I'm coming to gobble you up. Oh, please don't take me. Wait a little till the third billy goat gruff comes. He's much bigger. Very well, be off with you, said the troll. Then up came the third billy goat gruff. Trip, trap, trip, trap, trip, trap, trip, trap, went the bridge. The third billy goat gruff was so heavy that the bridge creaked and groaned under him. Who's that tramping over my bridge? Roared the troll. It is I, the big billy goat gruff, said the billy goat, and his voice was as loud as the troll's. Now I'm coming to gobble you up, roared the troll. Well, come along, said the big billy goat gruff. I've got 2 horns and 4 hard hooves. See what you can do. So up climbed that mean, ugly troll, and the big billy goat gruff butted him with his horns, and he trampled him with his hard hooves. And he tossed him over the bridge and into the rushing river. There he goes. Then the big billy goat gruff went up the hillside to join his brothers. There's the troll. In the meadow, the 3 billy goats gruff got so fat they could hardly walk home again. They are probably there yet. So snip, snap, snout, this tale's told out. All right, that's the end of that one. Did anybody get done with their painting? Or are you still working? Looks pretty good. Ooh, somebody's got Vampirina Ballerina bathrobe. Cool. I'm glad you all picked different ones so you have different colors of paint. I was hoping maybe siblings and friends could share. Looks pretty good. Now, once you get it all covered how you want, you're going to want to let it dry, because when you try to peel the stencil off when it's all wet and full of paint, it's too slippery, and then you just end up getting paint on your shirt and it's a mess. So you want to let it dry a little bit with the stencil still on it, like how you got yours there. So you have to be a little bit patient and let it dry for a little bit. It's probably not going to dry really on the stencil part very well because it's plastic, you know, but on the shirt it should dry. So, you know, I was done with mine during the story, so mine's kind of been drying for a couple minutes. Then all you do, you peel it off and you throw away the black part. And then the instructions for setting the paint so it doesn't wash out are on your sheet. Anybody have any questions?
Okay. And there's green.
Well, I'm glad we got to do this, and I hope you have a great day and a great weekend, and I hope you're logging all your reading and come in to see us. Thank you very much for joining me. I'm going to start peeling mine off, and I'm going to say goodbye.
Thank you for doing this.
You're welcome. Thanks for joining me. See you next time.
Mhm.
Bye.
Bye.